Hello everybody, welcome back to another Hof Bergmann Explained video. In today's video, we're going to focus on farm storage. There's lots of places around the starting farm to store various things from loose hay, straw, to bales, to pallets, and grain, as well as root crops. This video is going to help you identify where all of those storage locations are, because some of them are kind of hidden. And one of the things that makes Hof Bergmann maybe interesting is that not all the triggers are always displayed with respect to the floaty icons or hash marks. Sometimes you just gotta stumble upon them. So here we are at the main starting farm, and we're going to first go across the street because that's where we're going to find our farm silo for grain, as well as our farm silo for root crops. So through the gate and to the left, we have our grain silo. Pretty obvious what's going on here. We have our dump point, we have our fill point, and then directly behind us, we have root crop storage. So we have our dump point, and we have our fill point. That's basically the storage options across the street. We do have a big bag maker here, and this will allow us to make big bags of all sorts of things. Like we can make big bags of chicken feed with, of course, wheat. We can make big bags of horse food with oats. We can make big bags of pig food, lime, fertilizer, and so forth. Back here at our farmhouse, we'll just cut through. Make our way over here to the chickens. And if we take a look at this building, we come all the way over here to the very last double set of doors. Well, we have bale storage in here. Specifically, we have storage for 120 small bales. We're just going to walk up to here, and we're going to hit R, and then we're going to be able to output those bales. And you're going to see they're come out here. And of course, we're going to be able to put them back into storage, just like that. Now, around the corner from our small bale storage, we have additional bale storage under this rooftop. 200 bales can be stored in here, and this is going to be for our larger bales. And we're going to pull bales out by hitting R over here on the side. And there we go. We can output those bales, and we can put them back in, just like that. When we load up, this is where some of our starting machinery is stored. And you may not notice or realize that this is bale storage because of the fact that we have starting machinery there, and we don't have any triggers actually popping up. We have hay and grass storage located here at the hay dryer. So we're going to put our inputs there. We're going to have our outputs there. And then, of course, we have our production. Grass, hay, and heating material, which is going to be wood chips or straw. Coming over here to this part of the farmyard, we have a silo for liquid fertilizer, a silo for seed, and then we have mystery storage where we can store 25 pallets. We happen to have some seed, fertilizer, and other storage here. So kind of tricky where some of these storage options are located. This barn is for straw storage. So we have our input here where we can unload straw. And then we're going to be able to get our straw out of there. This is also going to work for hay as well. Just a side note, our dryer, this is where we're going to come and put our fuel for the dryer. Your wool is going to spawn here if you have sheep. Around the bottom of the hill, we have a door that's going inside. This is going to be kind of our root cellar, if you will. We're going to be able to store a total of 1,000 pallets or boxes and things. So if you saw my farm dairy video, you watched all the way to the end, you saw I put those products into this storage. So we can just come over here and we'll hit R and we'll pop some of this stuff out. There we go. And then we can load this up and send it off to sell or bring it back to the door to put it back into storage. We have slurry storage located right there. We have more bale storage here on the side of this cow barn. 78 bales in total. Milk's going to be stored inside the farm dairy, but here we have an outside trigger for that. And then this is really set up to hold manure. This isn't really your manure heap per se, because manure is going to spawn inside the cow barn. And you're going to have to muck out the barn. It's going to spawn in a nice line. At least they put it in a line for you. But it's going to spawn in a nice line here. You're going to have to clean it out. And this is basically set up where you can store your manure. And folks, that's pretty much where all the storage is on the main farm. Now, we've talked about other storage around the map. We've talked about storage over at the horse area in our horse video. We've talked about storage at the cow pasture as well. So those are also additional places where you can find storage for things. And in the game menu itself, in build mode, we do also have the ability to put down storage for our bales. So we have bale storage here that we could place additional storage down. And this is kind of nice the way this works. You can see the corners. And then you'll know basically where the bale storage is on either side. And that'll help you with respect to putting that down. I'd love to know what your all's thoughts are down in the comments below. And specifically, did I miss any storage here at the farm? It's pretty tricky. And I'll tell you what, as I was learning more and more about this map, I was finding more and more storage. You may be saying, hey, what about the garden shed? Well, okay, here it is. I guess technically I did miss this. We're going to be able to store a chainsaw, spray paint, and our horse brush here at this location. Tune in next time, because the next video we're going to put out is going to be all about gardens. We've got a garden right here. You can see we are producing lettuce at this garden for our rabbits. There's also an area in town where we have additional garden plots as well as a greenhouse. So we'll talk about how we care for those and the unique aspects between the garden and the greenhouse. Until next time, happy farming.